Yeah. Might want to download that Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app. Yeah.
Are you the Exxon Tiger?
I am. Yeah, new users can earn $10 in points, $5 after your first purchase and $5 after your second. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
It is.
Well, hey, you get on that download, buddy.
I will.
Loading. Download the Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app and join today. Exxon. Trust the Tiger.
For details, visit ExxonOffer.com.
This one goes out to all my ladies, all my multitasking mamas who need energy to show up at work and at home, all my empty nest explorers who need a little gut health support for the journey ahead. AG1 is the daily health drink designed to support whole body health with over 75 essential nutrients and pre- and probiotics, so you can make the most of every day and every decade. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Teens share everything. That may include the bacteria that can cause meningococcal disease known as meningitis. Even if your teen's been vaccinated in the past, they could still be missing meningitis vaccinations. Ask your teen's doctor or visit meningitis.com today. Sponsored by GSK.
Hello.
Look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
We are digital, we are downloadable, we are streamable.
The fashion event of the year is certified fresh.
Pull yourself together, we have work to do.
Critics say it's smart and witty and the perfect sequel.
That's all.
Get runway ready for The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Disney Plus and Hulu. Rated PG-13.
Hey, what's up, fam? And welcome back again to Recap Kickback presents HOTD, the Westeros Kickback here on recapkickback.com. It's me, your host, Chappell, back to talk to you about the finale of Season 3 of House of the Dragon. And with me, the Maester is back. She's going to lace us up on what the hell happened here, all the book content as well, and everything else in between. It's Mari Forth. Mari, welcome back.
Hey, we're back. The Maester's office is almost closing, but we're not done yet. We have one more episode to break down, and it was a doozy, right? This is what the whole season's been leading up to, so we got a lot to talk about and a lot to go through.
Yeah, this is going to be so exciting. The episode was wild, and so we're going to have a lot to talk about. If you are new here, I don't know why you would be showing up at this point, because this is a crazy time to show up, but we will talk about the book a little bit at the end of the podcast. Maester Mari's book corner will be open, and she will give us a little bit more context from the book. If you were completely spoiler averse, I would suggest that maybe you tap out before then, but it's not really spoilery. It's just going to give us some added context of where we are in the Dance of the Dragons. And so please stick around for that if you want that extra added context. It's one of my favorite parts of the podcast too, because it's where I learn a little bit more about these characters and some of the things that are going on, at least how they're depicted in the book. Because this was such a great episode, Mari had an amazing idea. She's thinking, let's think bigger. Next week, we're considering doing a live Q&A right here on Recap Kickback on our YouTube page. That's Monday, August 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. We want to go live, answer your questions, kind of have a conversation, and kind of just go over the high points and the low points of the season, kind of recalibrate, make sure we're all on the same page as we wrap this thing up. And so if you're interested in that, please let us know right here on our YouTube comments, youtube.com/@recapkickback. Say, hey, I'll be there if you go live. And then if we get enough people, we'll do it. But we don't have us on here going live and ain't nobody on here. So, if you're into it, let us know, put it in the comments, and then we will be back to reconvene to talk about all the things that we went through this season. Mari, I had my Team Green Cup throughout this episode. How's the cup sales going?
Cup sales are going good. I definitely want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who bought a cup and stuff. Yeah, of course. Like y'all have kept me so busy. So to thank y'all, you should see double free gifts in your orders because I have been trying to catch up. Y'all have been killing it. Thank you so much. Everything is out and on its way. So the queue is open for more orders. So if you want your Team Black, you want your Team Green, you want your what the hell just happened cup, whatever you want, go to maricraftstoomuch.bigcartel.com, put in your order. Of course, I have House of the Dragon cups there. We have Vampire Lestat cups there, and of course, we have custom cups. So if anything you can think of, I can put it on a cup. I can fully customize a cup, and even if maybe you're not thinking about anything right now, go to my link, save my link because gift giving time is right around the corner. Christmas, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, all of them. Yeah, and this would count for Kwanzaa because it's handcrafted, handmade.
There you go.
Yeah, so mostly. Well, I mean, it's not made of natural stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, so think about that and get your orders in soon. But yeah, it's been a great season. You guys have really been showing up and supporting. I thank you guys so much.
Yeah, and thank y'all for supporting the podcast. All your likes and subscriptions have not gone unnoticed. So please like this video, continue showing support. We have reached 3,000 subscribers. Yeah. Got it out the mud, y'all. We started this podcast 3 years ago, and every year, we've been building and building and building. And so 3,000 subscribers later, I have to thank you all for making this positive Black shit here possible. Because we cannot do this without you. I mean, we could do it, but it wouldn't be nearly fun. So we have to get into this episode. The Battle of Tumbleton, Mari, it finally happened.
What was the official episode name? It was something like
I think it was Treason at Tumbleton.
Treasons. Yeah, Treasons at Tumbleton. Yeah, so we're finally here. Headline, did the battle hold up to you? I mean, this is what we've been waiting for. So was this like, were you like awesome, cool, wow? Like, what did you think?
I think awesome, cool, wow works. Because I was enthralled in the battle. I was. When it was going on, there were so many moving pieces, right? You have Daemon on the outside, riling up his troops. You got Ormond in the inside, like kind of setting up these traps and, putting these kids up there as as ways to slow Daemon down. I mean, Ulf is missing, Hugh is missing. Like it's chaos inside, and then war kind of happening on the outside, and it's slowly starting to merge into one big mess. And when it does, it's the type of battles that we've seen on Game of Thrones before, right? Like you got like arrows, you got axes, swords. Everybody's getting chopped up, sliced up. Trenches are burning. Dragons are flying over. It's like, okay, we're back. We're back on the old Game of Thrones kind of vibe, right? Like, a lot of Dracarys going on in this episode. So for me, yeah, I thought it held up. I think I didn't know what to expect, Mari, because I don't think it ever occurred to me that they would just finally just like bust in there, right? Because the idea has always been, you can't do that, right? Like, you can't just take your dragons and go in there and just start burning stuff up because people will die. And we don't want that to happen. Rhaenyra makes it very plain that she doesn't want to be made to look a monster throughout this episode. I will go ahead and tip my hand right now. Rhaenyra, if your goal was not to be made a monster of, you did not succeed in this episode at all. You, your husband, or the people you were against, everybody seemed like a monster by the time this was all over, Mari.
Yeah. War makes monsters of us all, right? And Like, that's what they were waiting for. They were waiting for their troops to get there so that they wouldn't have to just rely on the dragons. So it was supposed to be a close quarter, hand to hand. Like they said, go through every town, go through every house, kill all the high towermen. Like, that was their objective. And they failed, thanks to Sir Ulf. You know, I thought, at least for me, the best thing about the Battle of Tumbleton was Roddy the Ruin. He is the all-star. Roddy the Ruin is the all-star here. Hilarious. The Winter Wolves finally, got the death that they wanted. So Roddy was hilarious. They're like, Roddy, open the gates, let us in, and then you can die. He said, cool, open the gates, let us in, die. He gets in there, he's like, these gates are open, and I'm still not dead.
I ain't even dead yet. That's crazy.
Like, damn it. That was so funny to me. And again, he's a real one too, because he takes out Ormond Hightower here. In a very interesting way.
Right in the booty hole. Right in the booty hole. Like the North be doing. That's what he said. Like, as we do in the North. Right in the booty hole.
I was like, I was like, wait, did he just? And he was like, just to let you know, I definitely did that.
Ormond got
yeah, and it was, and the whole time you're like, you know what? And that is for G-Wang. That's what you get for.
And that's what you get. That's what you get. Man. There's so much to unpack here, because it really is utter chaos inside the walls. Once it starts, there is like Daemon doing the Daemon thing. This is what he lives for. He loves a good fight. He loves a good war. Yeah. He's got his troops. He's like, let's go. We about to march in. But before he can even do that, the newly knighted Daron the Daring, he has a plan. He's looking over at Ormond. G-Wang's looking over at Ormond, and they're both like, this is crazy. He crazy. We got to do something. And so we have a new plan. We're going to take Corlys, and we're going to take Corlys out to the blacks and say, all right, listen, y'all want to win this war so bad. Here's your hand. We come in peace. We will give you Corlys, and in return, let's just split the realm. Let's just divide it up. We're going to give the queen all of these places, and then we'll let the Greens and Daron take over Old Town, and then we can all just rule everybody. No, we don't have to die like this. Now, of course, that was not an option that Daemon was into, but Corlys even sweetens the deal. He's like, look, take more than that, and then you can conquer the rest of it. We don't have to kill all these people here. All this bloodshed doesn't have to happen, because if you take the majority of the stuff, if we yield all that stuff to you right now, who can stand against you anyway? It's a futile effort. And so Rhaenyra can just conquer eventually. It doesn't have to be right now. Daemon is like, nah, I came here for war. Let's fight.
Okay. History lessons for everybody. That's what I thought in my head this whole episode. There were so many moments. So this part was so good. I wish I could honestly get the the word for word transcription of what of what, not what G-Wang proposed, because preposterous, get out of here, but what
let's just all be happy family together, Mari. What do you mean?
But what Lord Corlys proposed, it basically boils down to, he said, let Daemon rule from Old Town, being the Lord paramount and protector of the South. So as we should recognize this, we should recognize this wording, right? Because that's essentially what we have by the time that Game of Thrones comes about. Warden of the North, the Starks are the Wardens of the North. In actuality, the Highgarden, Tyrells are the Wardens of the South. Lannisters, Wardens of the West, and then the Vale, Wardens of the East. So is a compromise that does end up happening within the future. And this right here just reminded me like how new Westeros and the Seven Kingdoms are, right? Because this battle is taking place in 130 AC, 130 years after Aegon's conquest, which is a long time, but it's not that long of a time, right? By the time we get to the events of Game of Thrones, it's what, 300 AC, 302, something like that. It's a whole nother, 300 years away from the conquest. So everything is set in stone. And what it reminded me of is a few episodes ago when we talked about Maria Martell of Dorne. I forgot to be explicitly clear about this, but as of this time period, 130 AC, Dorne is not a part of the Seven Kingdoms, right? I guess they haven't changed the styling and the wording of the thing because Six Kingdoms just doesn't sound great.
Well, isn't that what Dunk was talking about, or Egg was talking about at the end of the Hedge Night? He was like, it's a night of the Seven Kingdoms, but he's like, it's not really Seven Kingdoms. Didn't we have this conversation once?
I think we did. I think we might have had this conversation through Dunk and Egg. I gotta check and go back. But I feel like by that time it was united. But I gotta check. Because that's what, or is that 50 years in the future or 80 years in the future?
I don't know, but I vaguely remember Egg being like, no, it's not Seven Kingdoms, or counting them out. And then we talked about it a little bit. We're like, is Egg wrong, or was he just kind of like,
this sounds familiar.
Yeah, but we talked about it a little bit.
Anyways, we still got to really stop down here because again, Dorne is not under the rule of like King's Landing. It is a nation unto itself. And so because Dorne is a nation unto itself, this posturing of you have, I think you said Rhaenyra can have King's Landing, the Vale, all the lands watered by the Trident in the north or something like that.
So I got it if you want it.
Oh, please.
G. Wayne was saying, divide the realm, let the queen rule over the crown lands, the north, the Vale, and all the lands watered by the Trident, and let Daeron rule from Old Town. Corliss's comments were more like, all right, well, no, because that's preposterous. It said, give Prince Daeron Old Town, name him Lord Paramount of the Reach. Daeron will never be king, but he and his dragon can be wardens of the South. Now, Gwaine was like, that's not what I was talking about. He's like, whatever. He said, marry Daeron to Rhaena. Seal the breach between your houses. With the combined will of King's Landing, the Reach, the North, the Riverlands, and the Vale, Rhaenyra can quickly bring the West and the Stormlands to heel. And that way, you can get to peace and still accomplish your goal here.
Yes, exactly. And I loved everything about that. I was like, Corlys, where have you been? Why are you running away? Oh my God. Also, Steve Toussaint, just
so good. It was so good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
So yeah, like it's just so it was just so enthralling to me that I'm like, again, we're but in its infancy of a united Westeros, that this could have been the inciting moment where it could have split back up again. The Dance of the Dragons could have been the inciting moment where Aegon's conquest, all of that would have been for naught because the Targaryens split it amongst themselves. And how cool, not cool, but how interesting would that have been, and would have affected the all the other events. And it's just funny because, again, from here to Dunk and Egg to Game of Thrones, because remember, the War of the Five Kings, they said the same thing. How about we split this up, split that up? And every time everybody's like, nah, like we're not splitting nothing up. But yeah, this was such a great, I thought Corlys's suing for peace was a really good idea, because we know Daeron is serious. Daeron don't want none of this, you know what I'm saying? And it just serves to make Daemon look as bloodthirsty as he is, because he could have avoided this bloodshed and slaughter, but he thought that he was going to win, so he said nah. And then we see what unfolds. So I love more of the maneuvering than the battle per se, but it's just because it's Game of Thrones. We know they're gonna do the battles battly, you know.
Mhm.
So it's fine, it's cool. Black Alley shooting them arrows on that horse was cool though too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I said they brought in the sniper chick. Black Alley
Yep.
showed up and she was on point. I agree with you. I like the politicking, I like the, the maneuvering, but it didn't matter because Daemon is a man who only he's a man with a hammer. All he has is a hammer. And so all he knows how to do is hit. And that's it. That's it.
Mhm.
He just everything looks like a nail to that man. And so he hears Corlys and like womp 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 womp. He's like,
Yep.
all right, whatever. He takes Corlys prisoner and says, let's get to the fighting, okay? Like we're getting back at it. Now, there are several things that Ormond has been doing inside to kind of, prevent this thing from happening the way he wants it. He's got these kids lined up at the top of the castle walls. So
Wild.
obviously, if Daemon's goal is to not make Rhaenyra look like a monster, you wouldn't have him just like going across the walls with the fiery dragons. They send your boy, what's his name? The wild man who wants to die.
Roddy the Ruin.
They send Roddy and them. They all hype themselves up. I thought this is really cool.
The Winter Wolves.
There's a moment when the Winter Wolves are like hyping themselves up. They're kind of doing their battle cries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where I was enjoying it, but then I also thought, damn, how long is this episode? Because y'all spending a lot of time on this, and I really need y'all to kind of move it along. And so like I'm like, go. So
yeah,
they go, we get them trying to take out the walls, they're climbing the walls, and for a second it feels like okay, everything's going to plan. But then we see one of those little kids hit this man on the leg, and he turns around and says, F all that other stuff that we were just talking about. And he slices and dices that little boy right in the face. And so I'm like, oh, well, we're doing war crimes. All bets are off. And we get a little bit more. Daemon goes and approaches the gate. He's got Caraxes. He's ready to come in there, but got some kids sitting in front of the gate. Most of the kids move, but not all of them. And so he will go and then burn some of the kids to a crisp to get in the gate. We are at full-on war crime, be damned. We just doing whatever we got to do, Mari.
What the hell were the kids doing? I was like,
They're
move,
children.
kid.
They're scared. They don't know how to move. They just sit there like petrified.
Were they petrified?
Yeah. They were peeing on themselves and throwing up. The two kids was.
They were, but not the. I'm just saying. And the one kid, why did you hit the guy? Like, get out the way, y'all! Get out the way, man!
Get out the way, babies.
That was messed up. That was so messed up. But it's just like this is war, you know.
Yeah.
And they try to not kill them all, you know.
They tried. They tried. They gave up, but they tried. They didn't kill them all. But by the end, we are going to see charred bodies of children getting pulled from the ashes and the rubble. It is an incredible fight, Mari. Look at that image.
Yeah, that's good.
The kids just looking down the barrel of this just massive weapon of mass destruction like this. If you didn't piss yourself as a child, you got some type of like nerves of steel, because I think all of them were up there just, I mean, whose face is a dragon as a child? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. So yeah, it was an amazing kind of like action sequence for sure. Throughout this, the two bastard dragon riders are missing. You have Hugh, who's on foot, kind of doing his own side mission. We will see that he's going to find his wife, because she been in there this whole time, and we know that his marriage pretty much falling apart. She told him, I don't care nothing about your dragons. You can get out of here because I didn't want none of this. Well, now he's in there trying to save her. And, we don't really get to follow Hugh, but we will find out later on it doesn't really work out for him. But the other person who's missing, the most important person, I think, to both sides at this point, is Ulf. The blacks are looking for Ulf because he's supposed to be on his dragon outside the wall. Where's Ulf? The greens are looking for Ulf because Ormond has made Ulf a turncoat. He's got him on his side because Daemon embarrassed him and slapped him around in the courtyard in front of all his friends. So now Ulf is supposed to be working for him. But at the end of the day, Mari, Ulf is a drunk. And he's just not He's not a knight. This united him, yes, but this man is not a knight. This man is a drunk and a kind of a fool, and he finds himself. Was he drunk and passed out in the on the toilet on the
latrine? Yes, on the
Yeah.
outhouse. Yes, he was drunk and passed out in the outhouse with his dick out.
Yeah, Ormond walks in and the smell, you know how Ormond is,
Yeah.
it smells. He's like, whoo! So he slaps off around to in the courtyard, just same way, almost beat for beat, word for word, bar for bar, just like how Damon did. And it's the look on Off's face at that moment where I said, yep, I know exactly what this man is about to do. Because I have been saying this. I said this when Rhaena was getting slapped up at the Vale. I have a dragon. Y'all not finna be handling me any kind of way, and I have a dragon that will listen to me and not y'all. Y'all can't take it from me. It's mine. Please, I'm gonna burn everybody. And Mari, that's exactly what Off does. He starts with Damon's crew, and then he works his way over to the newly sodomized Ormond and burns him too.
Yeah. So Ulf is a turncloak here, right? The betrayer, right here. Sorry, a lot of this is going to be saved for the corner. I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of this is going to be saved for the corner. But him basically being like, I'm just going to do whatever, it's just kind of like, okay. But it's like, but you, because I was kind of confused at the end where we see like, when we see them flying off and it looks like Ulf is flying off and then Caraxes is right behind Ulf, kind of like nipping at his heels. And then Vermithor was behind Caraxes. I'm like, what? Like, why are you not trying, like, kill that man? What is happening right now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
see, I didn't realize that were Caraxes. I thought this was maybe Ulf and Hugh. I thought it was just the two of them flying off together.
It was 3 dragons flying off together. Yeah, I made sure because I went back and I rewound it. And I was like, huh? Like, I was so confused. So Ulf doing Ulf things. He can't even be trusted to turn sides promptly enough. Like, that's what happens when you put your faith in a drunken thought. That's the reason why Rhaenyra said, stay your butt in the red keep, you know, no cup of ale for you, you know, stay on that leash. Cause he over here saying like drinking wine with the kitchen staff and telling them tales, and he's supposed to be turning cloak. He can't even be counted to turn cloak correctly. And it's kind of funny too, because his mount Silverwing, she's seen battle, but she's not a battling dragon like that. Like, she's much more known for being Queen Alysanne's mount, which is basically flying around the kingdom on like progresses, like, look at us, look how grand we are, progresses type thing. So Silverwing herself is not Caraxes, you know what I'm saying? She's not a battle bloody dragon. So it was kind of weird too that he was like talking all that ish, and I'm like, you're just on Silverwing. She's not like she don't even care. She only here because Vermithor here. Like, she was like, y'all got my man out here, so I guess I'll come too. Yeah, that's the only reason. So it was really interesting, all of that. But Ulf is just a loser.
I love Ulf. I do. I thought it was crazy though that he couldn't even be a traitor the correct way. Like, that's wild. But I do think there's something to look. The idea, and this is being repeated over House of the Dragon, over A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and now, you know, Game of Thrones as well. You got to watch how you treat the small folk. You cannot just treat these people any kind of way. You know, Ormond slapping Ulf around was so stupid. It was so dumb. In that moment, you catch more bees with honey, right? Or more flies with honey, is that what they say? Like, if you come in there and you come in there and slapping them around, you're not gonna want to work for you. Had Ormond open that door and be like, oh, wake up. Oh my God. Thank God we found you. We need you. You know, like, Here's your chance. Damon was talking shit. Go get him. You know, like point him in that direction. You slapping around. You're like, hey, bro, I don't work here. Nobody is paying this man. Nobody is paying him. You paid that man in liquor. You know, so for all he's concerned, I don't have any loyalty to you. And damn, look at Hugh. Hugh also unpaid. So it's not like he's out here like, well, I'm duty bound, I'm honor bound. That man was trying to find his damn wife. And when he found her, she was not with us anymore. The scream.
What? I mean, she was laying there. Like, she was, I was like, so what happened? Like, she was just laying there like, like not crispy, not bloody. I was just, James is like, smoke inhalation. I was like,
yeah. Did she get like something fall on her head? You know, like there was some crumbling rocks. You know,
it looked like he didn't have to like lift anything off of her, but yeah, Hugh throughout the battle, Hugh's supposed to be in King's Landing. He's not even supposed to be here. That's what Daemon says. He running around with his hammer, like yelling his wife's name. Daemon's like, and then and then next thing we see Hugh's. But that scene almost felt out of place to me because it was like everything had like was done, and then Hugh finds his wife and stuff. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So Hugh had his own little personal journey here that was not akin to anything bigger happening. No, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I thought it was stupid.
I enjoyed it. I still think that it's something to say about the way that you can't just like treat these people any kind of way. Like the idea that this man would desert his entire family to go work for Rhaenyra when Rhaenyra gave him nothing. I'm talking about the dragon chose him. First of all, she did not give him the dragon. The dragon chose him. Then on top of that, once he gets the dragon, she's like, okay, now go be homeless and don't go visit your family. You know what? And they're going to be in there starving and blockaded and stuff like that. And guess what? You can't do anything about it, you know? And so when he chose himself, and I think I started thinking about this last episode, Mara, when you and I talked about it, there's never been a sense of why are they doing this? They don't have to. They just don't have to. They could just like say F it because they want to. You know, they have dragons. They're grown adults with dragons. They can do whatever the hell they want. If he got on his dragon and flew off today, nobody can be mad at him. Why? Because it's his. You know, nobody's paying him. He don't owe these people nothing. He's not a part of the family. They're not giving him a name. So I like that he kind of had his own side mission because it does show you that the tactics were not all in line, right? You counting on a drunk to be your knight is crazy. The same way Ormond counting on a drunk to be his turncoat is crazy, you know? And so I think they needed to be punished by these poor decisions that they were making. And, you know, having Hugh, who probably would have been honor bound, right? Hugh seemed like he was on the level the entire time, but he got to choose his family over everybody else. And you see what happened. He didn't, and now he doesn't have a family anymore. So yeah, I wasn't too mad at it.
Stay tuned for the book corner.
Hey, so we talked about the stuff in the battle. G-Wayne is alive. Ormond is dead. Daeron is missing.
Right. That part did confuse me. I was like, where'd he go? Like, what? Like, yeah. And then he was about to get on his dragon. Then G-Wayne's like, you have to go through me. Girl, start move. And then they heard something and they went to go look. I know. Then they went to go look and they're like, oh, all right. The day is saved. And it was like, no, it's coming. He come right for us. and then Daeron's missing. So Daeron the Daring? Question mark?
Daeron darted off into the distance. He was like, I can either fight or flee, and I can't fight because I want to fight Ormond. He's like, I don't want Ormond to win. I don't want to be a part of this, honestly, but I definitely don't think it'd be good for Ormond to be in charge here. Ormond's dead now, and so for all intents and purposes, Daeron is out there, the so-called king, but he will find out as well in this episode, well, at least G-Wayne found out in this episode, Aegon is also back. And Mari, they think Aegon is back from the dead. He has risen. Our savior is back. They said that man was dead. You pronounced him dead, Queen. And guess what? He's alive. And you know what that means? The gods have brought him back to us. Right there, it's great. We have our king, and look, it's divine intervention. Aren't you happy? That lady, we watched her crack in this episode. The moment she found out this man came back from the grave, we lost that Rhaenyra. The Rhaenyra you used to know is gone. This Rhaenyra has officially broken bad.
The first 10 seconds of the thing, she's sitting there hyperventilating and crying. I was like, girl, be calm. Like, what are we doing? Like,
relax.
I wanted David to like slap her. Like, what are we doing?
Shake her.
And again, it's one of those things where I think in retrospect, when we talk about the season, it's like, I've been saying, where's Rhaenyra the cruel? Where's Rhaenyra like the hard set, like the powerful queen? And everybody's like, it's history. They could have overdone. I get it, but also I don't want my queen to be a whiny bitch, man. Like, I was just like, girl, nut up. in bad words there, but like, come on, man. And then Damon had to be like, and you know when Damon's like, when he starts talking to High Valyrian, like that's the only thing she can listen to. It's like a reminder: we are gods. We are above these people. We wield massive destructive weapons. Girl, calm down. Who cares if they're saying Aemon is back? I mean, Aegon is back. We have 6 dragons. Let's go. You know, yeah, she lost it. She lost it in this episode.
I didn't blame her though. People just don't be coming back alive, y'all. You know, like she was convinced that man was dead. She was, and she was like, you know, she didn't really have any proof, but she had said like, okay, he's dead. Like, right? Like in her mind, he's dead. Right? And so
who did the body?
Who did
Nobody.
the body? No one. Ain't nobody. That's what
and you knew that.
That's
you gaslit yourself.
Yeah, the self tried to tell her, girl, we can't just anoint you. Ain't nobody did the body. So she passed it down, right? She like, all right, Daemon tell her, we're going to display strength because power and strength is really the only thing that matters. These gods don't mean nothing to us. They're not even our gods. So let's move on. And so her plan is like, all right, y'all go looking out for Aegon. Go to try to take Hugh. Go try to make sure we Vhagar don't show up. And then you, Daemon, go attack Templeton, root out all of the greens, and kill them. But be careful because the realm is watching it, and we don't want to be a monster. And so at that point, she will go and become a monster. So her first monstrous act, I believe, is that she's approached by Baela. And Baela says, hey, my grandpa is missing. Grandsire's gone. What if I go get my pawpaw? She's like, nah, you good. She's like, what do you mean? Nah, I just want to go get my pawpaw. Nope. Nah, honestly, no. I want you working for me. And Baela's making some really good points. She's like, look, we have been working for you and we have been getting nothing. You take us for granted. You do not really even give a damn about the stuff we're doing. You ain't even give my boy Alan or Adam their names. That you ain't done nothing for Corliss's family at all. And Rhaenyra's response is pretty good though. She's like, oh, okay. Let me remind you who I am. I am the queen. I'm in charge. And just because your family has insolence running through their blood, like your raggedy sister, who I also should have killed, you know, don't get it twisted. And so very early on, she's going to show you that she don't give a damn. She don't give a damn at all. She even fires Mysaria in this episode, Mari.
Yeah, now that was crazy. I was like, Baela literally said, you use people who are useful to you, but once they aren't, you throw them away. And then immediately cut to her doing that
throwing somebody away
to Mysaria. And I was just like, oh, like a little buyer's remorse here. Like I know we get the explanation in the after show that like at this point, Rhaenyra has decided that it's all fire and brimstone. It's all power now. She's going with Daemon. She's essentially turning herself into Daemon. So Mysaria can't be there as a good conscience because she is trying to not have one. But that felt real abrupt. Like you couldn't even say that in person. Like, and then the fact that people have been warning Masseria about this for like 2 episodes, you know, first Alicent, then her old homegirl from around the way. Man.
Yeah. And Rhaenyra, you ain't have to bump uglies with that girl if you were just gonna fire her. That's what make it even colder. Like, man, that's your girlfriend, kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Like, I mean, she was like, I got what I wanted back.
Right. Oh my God, not the post whatever clarity didn't kick in. She said, yep, that was good, but I got to move. I got things to do. This was tough because she's firing Masseria, but it's also a sign to Masseria that, like, oh my God, I've been tripping. Dear God, like I have empowered this lady to go and do the crazy shit she's about to do, right? Like she about to go start killing people. And she's even about to go to the Sept and force them people to anoint her. And nobody thought we were signing up for fascism here, Mari. So Masseria's kind of like, damn. She even told Masseria, oh yeah, by the way, you're not only fired, you got to leave. So there's a boat waiting for you. Sent you some gold, put you on a boat. Bye. Like, I don't want to see you here no more. Completely fires her, dismisses her, breaks up with her, and tries to get her out of the country as she's completely going, like you said, turning into a little Damon Jr.
She thought that was gonna fly, like for real. You thought
she really thought, yeah. She really thought Masseria was gonna be like, okay, I guess I'll just get on the boat.
That was so dumb. But I thought it was smart of her for, like, she said she heard the small folk are in front of the Sept. They want to know who the anointed is. She said, I'm about to show you anointed. She got on all her regalia and said, me.
It's me. I'm the anointed.
It's me.
Limited. So on while Rhaenyra is going on her quest, Masseria is getting escorted out of the kingdom, and she runs into the recently departed Helena. Helena is outside enjoying her little bit of time in the yard because she's in prison, and she's like, God, this is crazy. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't figure out a way out of this. She's not eating. They're trying to force her to eat. I think at one point, Rhaenyra basically has them waterboard her with some gruel. You know, like,
that's exactly what I said. I said she's waterboarded with soup.
Yeah, like you go eat something. But Helena is not having it. She's like, girl, you don't see how ugly you look right now? Everything you love is ugly. This kingdom is ugly. Your chair is ugly. You ugly. Like she said, your daddy was ugly. She said, all this shit ugly. You don't understand how ugly. And right there, like, look, honestly, slow down. But okay, cool. It's all right. You're gonna be in prison and you're gonna eat. She forces her to eat. Eventually, Masseria will run into Helena and she will tell her, hey, by the way, Aegon is back. And Rhaenyra is gonna keep you a hostage forever. And if she doesn't, she's gonna kill your baby. So do something with that information.
And that's exactly why I rolled my eyes, because guard.
Like, right? Why you let this woman talk to her?
Why you let her talk to her? Our sweet baby Angle, Helena, just I was pour one out for the sweet dragon baby. She didn't deserve this. The sweet dreamer dragon baby, who again, I was like, Rhaenyra, check the stitching. Like when she went into
she's telling the story, y'all. read the cloth.
Yeah, but man, poor baby. And like that's Helena's cloth. That's at the beginning of the I think that's her stitching.
Opening sequence.
The opening. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got a picture of Helena's cloth here. Yeah, had Rhaenyra looked at this for, I don't know, 3 seconds, she probably would have seen Helena's body flying out of the window.
Yeah, poor baby. Yeah, she throws herself out of the window here, impaled upon the spikes, because she realizes there's no agency. Even when she says to Rhaenyra is like, I haven't done anything to you. She's like, only you would think living is like the best thing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
she's like, I'm alive, thanks, but look, look around. Like, right. I have no control. I have no agency. She had no control over her own body, and it was just so sad because, Alicent's warnings throughout the season, was like, Helena can't do this. She can't stomach this, and for this to be what ends up happening to her is just entirely sad. I will say it here because the book corner is going to be long as it is. They did move her death up. Like, her death happens later after certain other events, but her death isn't tied to those events. So I actually didn't mind them moving it up here, to be quite honest. Because even in the book, they're kind of like, they don't know why she did it, or, she had no big why. You know what I'm saying? She had no major reason. And of course, in a historical book, you wouldn't have a major reason. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't. And I think this also is a good thing because even in the book, they were like, did she jump or was she pushed? And I think moving this up here will greatly probably exaggerate that whole was she pushed angle. You know what I'm saying? With Rhaenyra. So I did actually like the placement of this, and I thought it wasn't a bad way to cap off the season as well. And it was like midway through the episode, I was like, oh, they're gonna and so I have no qualms with this. Man, Helena was just too sweet for this world. And yes, that is the same window overlooking the Sept of Baylor. Yeah. She Tommen before Tommen.
Yeah.
Tommen.
He pulled a Helena.
He pulled a Helena. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Might want to download that Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app. Yeah.
Are you the Exxon Tiger?
I am. Yeah. New users can earn $10 in points, $5 after your first purchase and $5 after your second. That's a lot. That's a whole lot.
It is.
Well, hey, you get on that download, buddy.
I will.
Loading. Download the Exxon Mobile Rewards Plus app and join today. Exxon. Trust the Tiger.
For details, visit ExxonOffer.com.
This one goes out to all my ladies, all my multitasking mamas who need energy to show up at work and at home, all my empty nest explorers who need a little gut health support for the journey ahead. AG1 is the daily health drink designed to support whole body health with over 75 essential nutrients and pre- and probiotics, so you can make the most of every day and every decade. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
Honey, what are you listening to?
Mom!
Your teen might not share everything with you, but teens share everything with each other. And certain everyday behaviors, like sharing food, drinks, or kisses, could mean sharing bacteria that can cause meningococcal disease, known as meningitis. Although meningitis is uncommon, about 1 in 10 who develop it will die. Ask your teen's doctor about missing meningitis vaccinations. Learn more at meningitis.com. Vaccination may not protect all recipients. Sponsored by GSK.
Hello.
Look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
We are digital, we are downloadable, we are streamable.
The fashion event of the year is certified fresh.
Pull yourself together, we have work to do.
Critics say it's smart and witty and the perfect sequel.
That's all.
Get runway ready for The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Disney Plus and Hulu. Rated PG-13.
So much to talk about in this episode.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about, before we get to too far into the Rhaenyra story, I want to talk about Alan and Adam. This is very funny to me. So Alan is like, oh, I'm next up. I'm Corlys Jr. And Rhaenyra likes him. She's she put him on her council, and now she's coming to him to make these big moves. And she's like, all right, I got things for you to do. Now, Adam will come to her and be like, hey, the queen tripping, right? Like, you can see this. And he's kind of like, no, I mean, I'm just doing what I'm told. This is my duty. This is my honor. I'm supposed to do this. Now, I'm kind of on Adam's side here. Not so much that I don't understand. Like, it's not that I don't understand why Alan is acting like this, but it is convenient that Alan is getting raised up to be the next Corlys, the Lord of Driftmark, and all, and now he's throwing his lot all the way in with Rhaenyra, even though very obvious that Rhaenyra might not be where you want to hit your wagon to right now, Mari.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see that the ship is sinking when you're on it, right? So, for him, and we've all known that Alan has said it since back in like season 1, season 2. He's like, I'm a shipman. I do. He's a like a first mate normally, or like a second in the command. He's used to serving a captain, doing what the captain tells him to do, and so it's not lost upon me that he is this steadfast for Rhaenyra, because that's all he's ever known. And Alan has always been the spirited one, even when they were back in Hull, who wanted more, who dreamt of more, who thought he could aspire for better. And he ends up see smoke not only chooses him but hunts him down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is very in line with both of the brothers' characters, and it's going to be so interesting to see how their paths move together or diverge in the coming season.
I mean, it's feeling like a divergent coming up because we know that there might be a little love triangle thing happening with Baela. There's still that in the air. At least one of them knows that both of them might have feelings for her. At least, Adam knows. Alan probably only knows that he has feelings for her, but I don't think him and Adam haven't like compared notes, right? But Alan does know. And so Alan's already looking at him kind of crazy for that. And then on top of that, now Rhaenyra's, second in command. But I think that I like the character development of Alan kind of now he has a name. He has a name and a title, right? Like that's Corlys' whole thing, is that my name and my honor is what matters. Now, Alan has looked up. He's the future Lord of Driftmark. He will go tell those people when they get off the boats, like, hey, here's what I want y'all to do. They're like, we got to go find Corlys. He's missing. He's look, my grandpa, my daddy will be okay. That said, I'm in charge now. I'm your future boss, and you're going to do what I say. And I think that, having this position now, right? It's like he's no longer a second in command. He's got his own title and his own, lordship now, to where I think he's really embracing that as someone who's always wanted a name, or I think he finally got one.
Exactly. But she didn't officially give it to him though, right?
I think Corlys is going to give it to him, right? Because Corlys has acknowledged him that that's his kid. So, I mean, who else is going to give it to?
So, well, I mean, I was just saying because, we were still waiting.
Rhaenyra didn't do it. Yeah. She didn't do it. But,
okay. Yeah.
But he's kind of like, I mean, just judging by, Corlys is in on us and I'm next. Yeah. So, so I think he's taking his new role very seriously, just because now he has something that he can hang his hat on.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about what Aegon is doing. Aegon is back. He pops up at Harrenhal right in time because Aemon is getting very comfortable over there. He's been awakened from his poisoning, and Alice is right there when he wakes up. And she's kind of like, look, you ain't going nowhere because I need you to stay here. I've been lonely for way too long. And she basically talks about how her witch ass has been in this castle, tied to it basically this entire time. And every time someone comes, they eventually leave, and she's left there behind. And so it feels like to me that Aemon kind of like relates to it. He's like, all right, whatever. At first it felt like she was almost trying to keep him there against his will. Like eventually he was going to try to leave, and she was like, don't you want to stay here, be a family? I got dragon egg. But now she just kind of appeals to him. And I don't know if she's being completely honest or not, but she basically tells him like, it only sucks. And you're going to be lonely if you leave here. At least you could stay here and we could be lonely together. And so they kiss. And then by the time Aegon pulls up, he's like, oh, this is my fiance. What are you talking about? My betrothed, And so when Aegon, my boy, gets off his dragon. He marches over to Aemon, and he's just kind of like, "Hey, man, I should kill you. I should really kill you. I should slap the hell out of you." I think he even does slap him.
He does slap him, yeah.
But Aemon is kind of different, right? He falls to his knees. He's like, "Oh my God, I tried to kill you." You know, it seems like, Mari, is it remorse? Because he doesn't really apologize. He just kind of just like admits to all his sins.
Yeah, it's just like, again, he's trying to decide. He's like, is Harren Hall playing tricks on me again? He's like,
right. I thought
because Aegon shows up on the day that when he wakes up from his poisoning, he's like, I'm a kinslayer. I killed my brother. And so it's like all of these emotional the awakenings are happening as these people are showing up. And so Aegon is just so high off his horse, like, that he's back, and he's like slapping him around. He's like, all right, unite under my banners and let's go. Get your butt up. You've been here way too long type deal. So it was an interesting reunion for the brothers here. Yeah, I don't know where this is gonna go. This is not in the book. And I will say, because again, this is like a little preview for people who might not, who are afraid what's in the book corner, so they don't try it. It's just additional context. So here with Alice Rivers, with her telling her backstory, I was like, here again, another history lesson. This one completely made up by the show, which I don't mind, because Alice Rivers there's so much lore and speculation behind her, like as a person. She has names like the Woods Witch, Ginny of Oldstones. Like she is a figure that haunts the history of Westeros, but nobody knows if she was real or not. And so well, they don't know if she has magical powers or not. She is confirmed real historically in the dance here. But I mean, some people have said, oh, she's a woods witch. She might have been the woods witch that told Cersei that her kids would die. Some people are saying she might have been Ginny of Oldstones, who leads to the burning of Summerhall. Like, she has been tied to other such witches because she resides by the God's Eye, which is full of witchcraft and wizardry, which we've talked about. But this story that she tells as if she was, it's almost as if she was Harren's wife. That's what it kind of sounded like. And that she had dabbled into witchcraft to save the one son that didn't die basically instantly by dragonfire. And that through her dabbling with witchcraft, she was unable to save her son, but she was cursed. We know with dabbling with this big brother witchcraft that there's always something. There's always something with witchcraft. And so she's basically saying that she is at least like 100 and
at least
50 years old, right? Because again, she said this happened at the Aegon's conquest, 0 AC. We are 130 years from that. So she would have to be saying that she's at least 150 years old and cursed to, haunt these halls. And that's a cool backstory. It's very cool. It's very cool. It, like I said, it's not book accurate, but who cares? We do know that there is an Alice Rivers in like the historical books. We do know that Daemon encountered her when he took over Harrenhal. We do know that according to the history books, Aemon took her as a bedmate when he took Harrenhal. So all of this is true. And they said in the histories, she looks young but she's much older than what she looks. And they said because of that, she was a witch. So they just elaborated on her backstory. And I really did like that. I dug it. It's really cool.
Yeah. I like the witch a little bit. I think the backstory did endear her to me because I've been sick of this witch for a long time. Okay. Please. But I think the cooler part to me was Aegon when he pulls up that he thinks, okay, in his mind, I got to show up and beat my brother up. Like I might be on one leg, but I'm showing up prepared to get my revenge. But then when he sees Aemon on the ground, like kind of helpless and weak.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, damn, this ain't even. It wasn't even supposed to go like this. Like I thought we were supposed to fight, and you kind of just giving up. And so this leaves Aemon with the decision: do I stay here with my, fiance in forever, basically,
right,
or do I go help my brother with this plan to go roll up on Daeron, get him and Ormond out the paint, and then go from there and roll up on Rhaenyra and get her. Now, if that is the plan,
well, they wanted to bring them to heel, like they wanted them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If that's the plan, it's not a great plan right now because you're going to get to Templeton and there is going to be no Ormond and there's going to be no Daeron, and so it might be a waste of a trip. But we don't know what Aemon chooses by the end of this episode, and so I guess we will see more of that later. Back to Rhaenyra, she does make it over to the Sept. And she's telling people, all right, I've given you enough time. Now you can anoint me. And they're like, lady, we told you, first of all, don't come in here with all these weapons. This is the church house. Act like you got some sense. Now, we already told you, we can't anoint you, especially because now word on the street is that Aegon is alive. That's even further proof that you can't be anointed. Not only did we not do the body, but now the gods didn't raise this man from the dead. You might as well move around. And she kind of like, all right, I tried it your way. Now I got to kill you. And she wages war on the church. She kills the Pope, Mari.
She kills the Pope. Well,
Crazy.
She has Alan kill the Pope.
Which is also
like,
because Alan, what do you
your blood is the blood of old Valyria. Da 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 da. You don't believe in these gods. I would have said right there. Oh, so my blood is the blood of old Valyria. So my name is
right.
right. And I said, Valyria, cool. And then I would have stabbed him. Like, you did that for nothing, brother. Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. I think he getting too high on, like, bro, slow down and get something for you here. You have gone too far, to where you doing this stuff, but you still ain't got the name. You still ain't got it. I would have been looking at her crazy. Like, wow, it's wild. I do have that blood, huh? Damn, me and my brother. It's almost like our name is... what now? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He poked up the Pope.
Oh, he poked him too, yeah. And he was like, he like slowly died. I thought they were gonna I also would have thought Rhaenyra would have been like, oh, you want to anoint me? Is there anybody here who would?
Yeah, right.
who wants to be Pope? Exactly. That's what I thought was gonna happen. They was like, nah, they like mink, and then she went outside and she was like, another history lesson for you guys. And proceeded to tell them folk her history. I was like, I know they was like, man, this is all right.
I just feel like waging war on the church is just not it. That to me, that's the quickest way to lose the people. If you all the rest of this stuff, you can kind of squint and forgive. Okay, fine, we're at war, this, that, and other. But you going and taking out the faith, it's just, what else do people have? Like, now you basically say you got to worship me now. Like, you taking out the people that we trust, and you telling us that the things that we believe in don't matter anymore. She's a fascist. That's where she's made it to. Like, right? Like, I've taken away all the things that you believe in, and I'm about to tell you what I believe in. Here's the real truth. So let's gather around, children, because here's the story. She talks about how she has been anointed to be in this position since the very beginning, since before Viserys was even born, and before she even heard about the prophecy, because the prophecy is happening, and you're going to want a Targaryen on the throne when the people from beyond the wall, when the White Walkers show up, and we get all the happenings of Game of Thrones, and I need to be there in order to make that happen. The prophecy was passed down all the way to me, and guess who I am? I am the prince who was promised. And I said, oh, them people looking up
another one.
Right. Them people looking up at a princess, even a queen. And that lady said, no, what you see is a prince who was promised. And also, the church is dead. And also, I've just made myself the new church. And I'm everything that y'all need me to be and more. And I need to be here. And the gods ordained it, regardless of whether you believe it or not. And if you don't do it, one day, awful things will happen to you. So you might as well just believe me. And that's it.
And again, the translation in Valyrian for prince, and there is no translation. So it's fine. She can say Prince Eva's promise and it be non-gendered. But yes, she's like, it's me again. She's like, I have to be sitting in the throne. I was the Prince Eva's promise. And I do like this through line. This through line that is like all of the Targaryens from this moment on to all the way down to before Robert's Rebellion, they were taught like they need to be on the throne when the long night happens or the world is lost. And each one of them thinks they're the one because they don't know when the White Walkers are coming. So it is cool. I like it. I like that tweak.
I like that she disavowed gender a while back. We talked about this kind of like, I think at the beginning of the season, where she was like, I don't even care to be a woman right now. I am just, what I am is in charge. Okay. So, like all this, oh yeah, she can't do it because she's a queen, she's a woman, She'd been off that anyway. So when she said, I'm the prince, that's what she meant. She said, I'm the prince. Now do something about it, right? She has 6-ish dragons, you know what I'm saying? The church is no longer an issue. There's nobody right now who could stand against her. Her biggest opposition is Daeron and his little dragon, and also Aegon and his kind of decrepit dragon, Aemon's dragon. We ain't seen it in a little bit, but it's out there somewhere. And that's it. So, she's pretty much in a position where she can take absolute power right now, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Now, of course, we do know that there are people that are kind of waiting in the wings, and there are houses that'll never respect her, as Corlys was trying to tell her, like, hey, just so you know, or tell Daemon, there are always going to be houses that say this is not our custom to support a woman in charge. We see that in modern day America, where people are like, a woman can't lead. How is a woman going to be the president? How is she going to be a pastor? Things like that. So he's like, there are people who are definitely ready to rise up against them, but they don't have the ability to do it right now. Right now, Rhaenyra is in charge. She is the prince. She is the king. She is the queen. She's all of the things, and all these people can do is deal with it. And Mark, that's how we end season 3.
Yeah, the Rhaenyra's full heel turn with that really cool eyeshadow on. Her eyeshadow has been on point. Not eyeshadow, her eyeliner has been on point this season. Like, I think I talked about it, but them putting that red eyeliner on her eyes, like since episode 3 going forward, it's like that it's like kind of making her look tired, right? Type of thing. And then in this one, she has the red liner with like a smudge of black. Like, even looking at this picture, it just looks ferocious. And it's just in the middle. It's just in the middle. It's like a black smudge, a little bit of red, just right under her eye in the middle. It makes her look so fierce, like she's turning into her dragon. It's great. This makeup is great. Oh my God. And the armor, look at her armor. Her armor has like the wings and stuff like that. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see it. I also, Ormond's armor was really good too. I don't know if you noticed Ormond's armor. It had the faith on it. It had like the 7 gods on it. The wardrobe and the makeup, top freaking tier.
Yeah, no, this was good. This was so good. This is my favorite shot. This is my favorite shot of the season for sure.
This is a great shot. Yeah,
I think not only does it kind of make her look tired, but it makes her look. I think it ages her up. Because I think from our perspective, we watched Rhaenyra, different actor, but whatever. We watched Rhaenyra as a child, right? And so now we've seen young Rhaenyra. We've seen Rhaenyra kind of like, okay, my first 100 days on the throne, that kind of thing. It was rough. This Rhaenyra don't care. She don't give a damn. She's over it. She's like, hey, F it. I've tried it y'all way. It's not working. I'm going to do it my way right now. Now, I don't know if she's going to be happy with the outcome here of like her trying not to look like a monster, because she will find out that Tumbleton is a hot ass mess. You know, that did not turn out great. But also, the people are not going to love this. You know, they might not say nothing because what can you do? But definitely not going to enjoy the way she's handling her reign. And so I'm dying to find out what happens. Mari, do we have any idea when we are going to get season 4?
Oh, I don't know. Probably 2 or 3 years from now.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
so depressing.
It's so depressing. I don't love that. But is there anything else from this episode you want to talk about before we get into the book corner?
No, let's do it. Let's rock with it because it's going to be, well, I keep saying it's going to be long, but we'll see.
We shall see. So if you want to tap out now, this is the perfect time to go. Again, Mari and I are thinking about doing a Q&A next Monday. That's August 17th, live at 8 o'clock Eastern. If you want it, you got to let us know in the comments. Click like on the YouTube video and let us know, hey, we want the Q&A. And then we will judge. We'll judge by the amount of comments. And then if there's a lot of people, then we'll show up. But look, we ain't going to do this for nobody. So let us know if it's something you want and we'll deliver it. And then if not, check out all the other Recap Kickback content. Gia, Isaiah, and I did a Brant Steele simulation for a Big Brother season with the Black cartoon characters that will be dropping this Thursday. And so check that out. Come find out who will be the winner of Big Brother Black Cartoon Edition. We've done a Survivor simulation in the past. It was a great time. And so come find out. That cast list has been leaked on social media. So you can go check it out on Bluesky or Twitter on at Recap Kickback pages. Also, Chantel and I are still talking about Rock of Love. Right now, we had special guest David Healy on from the Cup TV podcast to talk about Rock of Love episode 4. But that is live every Sunday. And then I'm sure Mari and I will come up with other content to talk about after House of the Dragon. And so stay tuned, subscribe, and tune in to everything else if we don't see y'all next Monday. But that's it. Mari, I think you have to open the library, the Citadel, whatever. The Maester and Mari's book corner is now in session. The library is open, Mari.
So where do we begin? Of course, Tumbleton. Like, okay. What I've been saying this whole season, right, is the Dance of the Dragons is basically a bunch of small skirmishes, right? It's small skirmishes to large skirmishes to big battles, right? This one is not okay. I'm trying to because I'm gonna spoil some stuff, but I'm really trying not to spoil the future stuff. So Tumbleton in itself within the book, it's basically a large skirmish. It's a large skirmish, but it's a turning point for the war because as we see, we had a turncloak here. We had Ulf. In the book, it's Ulf and Hugh, and it's a big turning, right? So in the book, the Battle of Tumbleton, it's a skirmish where Daemon's not there. Not there. It's like a lightly garrison. Like we said, Tumbleton is not a big town. And Ormond Hightower, he takes it over, but because they had to raise Ormond Hightower as a big villain and a big bad in this season, they also had to raise the battle up and make it bigger. But it honestly was basically a battle / skirmish fought by proxy because there's no Rhaenyra, there's no Daemon. There was Roddy the Ruin was there, Gorman Peak, Rob Rivers, who in this show is actually replaced by Black Alley. So the Rivermen are there. It does end up being the Rivermen for Rhaenyra, and it is Ormond Hightower and the Hightower garrison for them. But again, it's in absentia, and it's so in absentia that Rhaenyra is like, "Hey, Hugh, Ulf, go take care of that for me. All right, go take care of that. Thanks, cool." And again, her orders to them, it wasn't to like burn everything down, but it's like, go win this battle for me. It's essentially the first time that the bastards, the two commoner bastards, are allowed to go and handle something on their own. And the thing about what I've been dying to say for the whole season about Hugh and Ulf's portrayals is just that their motivation in the book is so much different, because as we saw along the way, I said it last week, they've been orchestrating their turn for weeks now, like seeing them getting beaten up, even seeing Ulf directly talking to Ormond. Again, I was like, I'm so confused as to where they're going with this, because in the book, it's a surprise. It's a big surprise. Like, nobody sees it coming. And that's what makes Tumbleton such a big skirmish, because they go there and they both turn, and it's called they're called the Betrayers, the Turncloaks. And the reason in the book it's so like, holy crap, is because they're not treated badly by Rhaenyra and them. They're not given, like, one of the quotes is like, why be a lord, why be a knight when I could be a lord? So Rhaenyra does give them what she originally promises, but the both of them want more. And in the book, it is basically pure selfishness as to why they turn. And it lends itself to bastard seed is unclean. I'm doing major air quotes for our podcast listeners, like how betrayal is just in the bastard's blood type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it leads to that type of notion. And as much as that's like not progressive or anything like that, I kind of liked just the whole, like, they turned just because they could. Like you said, they have dragons, so they could do whatever they want to. And they just decided they were like, we want to be, that's what they said. They were like, we want to be lords. They say, okay, now I wanted Casterly Rock. I didn't give it to me. I'm gonna take it type thing now. Yeah. And even for Hugh, like, they completely just undid Hugh's character, because Hard Hugh in the books, he himself is a bloodthirsty, like, once he gets Vermithor, he's like, I got like the second biggest dragon next to Vagar. Why am I listening to you? Why am I not king? Like, right. It gets to that point. So when they turn hard. They help the Greens completely take over Tumbleton. Everybody on the black side die. On the green side, Ormond and his cousin, unknown cousin, dies. Daeron actually shows up a little bit in that battle, because up until this point, he got Daeron the Daring before this battle with other small skirmishes. So he participates, but Daeron doesn't appreciate the bastards turning. He too is now of the mindset of, why would I want these turncloaks and betrayers on my side? I can't trust these men type thing. And then what happens is, once Ormond is dead, and once all of the Hightower commanders are dead, the garrison are just like, okay, we've taken over this city. Oh, now we're about to start sacking, and it's a bad sack. It's a really bad sack. Raping, pillaging. They say the sacking of Tumbleton is like one of the worst atrocities in the war type thing. It's like really bad, because the ring soldiers now have no leaders, and they're just sacking the city. And so it's a very savage. It's this very savage, bloody skirmish, but it's nothing like what was portrayed in the show. Now, what was portrayed in the show, I really liked. You know, I like Corlys being there. I like Daemon being there. I mean, I like show wise, it was a really cool set piece and battle and stuff like that. But they are gonna run into an issue in season 4, especially with Hugh not turning, basically, or whatever, and then the uncertainty of now what's happening with Ulf. Like I said, I saw them fly off together. Like the the two betrayers sets off a domino effect of events that greatly like affects the outcome of the war, especially for like the blacks. You know, she goes from 6 dragons to 4-ish dragons, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now those dragons are on the other side, presumably. Like it's a big deal. And I thought them switching Tumbleton to the final battle and all of this would have really nailed the coffin of like, this is bad. You know what I'm saying? Like this could, you know, and I don't know. Did you think they did that effectively?
Well, as you were telling the story, I was trying to determine which one I prefer, right? Because I did just watch this one, but you're telling me kind of how the book lays it out. I'll put it like this. If I'm Rhaenyra, right, and it's my side that gets to tell this story because, you know, largely the winners get to tell the tale of how these things are depicted, then I definitely want to make Ulf and Hugh look like just greedy bastards that stole, you know, that took the dragon and wanted so much, and I gave them what they wanted. Oh my God, why did they turn cold? Why are they acting like this? You know, I would love to make them look like that, right? But I do think that if we're watching this from like, let's say we're doing this from an objective standpoint, then I do that there's probably, you know, there's probably a world where, you know, if this queen that we've been depicting, right, this whole time is somebody who hasn't been living up to their campaign promises, I could definitely see something like this happening too, right? Where Ulf doesn't feel like valued and stuff like that. Like, because if this was the truth, they still wouldn't tell it in the story like this. This is the Rhaenyra story, right? If at least that's the way I've been reading it.
What in the show is the Rhaenyra stories?
I figured the book is like the history books are told from the people who are largely going to come out on top, right? And the Hightowers are not. So I figured like if anything, it's probably got a positive slant toward the Targaryens.
The books have had what have we been talking about all this time? Maegor's teats, like the people.
I get that. We get to the Rhaenyra the Cruel, but I don't think that we've gotten at least from my perspective of what you told me about the book, is that, I think people have been very surprised with the way Rhaenyra has been depicted in this series. And so that's why I always assumed that it was a little bit more positive in the book.
No, it's the opposite. The series has been more positive towards Rhaenyra, and the book is actually like, again, she's Rhaenyra the Cruel, she's Maegor's teats. Like they blame her for everything. The history books are not kind to her, mostly, well, this book, because like there's three main sources for this book, and there's one source who really is like, there's one objective source, there's one source that is basically on the team green, and then there's one source that is Rhaenyra's source, but Rhaenyra's source, we've talked about him before, Mushroom, is the fool that was in Rhaenyra's company. So he says stuff that's glowing for Rhaenyra, but the way he says it is such in jest that you can't separate what's fact from fiction for him, because he's not a scholar like the other two.
Right. I guess my question now is like, which depiction do you think Rhaenyra would prefer? The Rhaenyra the Cruel, who is like, I'm in control, I'm taking the power, I'm doing evil shit, but like I'm living in it, right? Or this Rhaenyra who's like, oh my God, like I would be such a great queen if all this other shit wasn't going on, right? If I didn't have these people against me, the patriarchy against me, these bastards that are, you know, that are drunks and, you know, all this stuff, and then the greens. But if it wasn't for all of that, I would be so good at this job. Oh my God, just let me be good. Which one do you think she preferred?
Well, so again, I mean, I don't care about like Rhaenyra's depiction is not that bad. Like it's cool with me. I'm fine with how they are projecting her, because they are at least leaving the breadcrumbs as to like, this is what we know her as. This is where they can definitely exaggerate her monstrosity. Like when we saw her tell the City Watch, oh, find Hussein, Queen of the Bastards, and then the City Watch goes and overdoes it, and we, you know, Helena jumps out of the window, she's there, but did she push like that? I don't mind. I actually kind of like that, because there's a kernel of like, it's like there's some truth to it. What I'm saying with Ulf and Hugh is that kind of, especially with Hugh's character, and this is where I was always mentally like, where are we going with this? Because in the book, we don't know anything about Hugh's wife, which, you know, you wouldn't know. But I knew that he was always going to burn Tumbleton down to the ground. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, what would be the excuse as to why he would burn Tumbleton down to the ground with his wife in it? And I was thinking, well, what's going to spurn him to turn betrayer and join essentially the High Tower side if his wife is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering how they were going to tie that in, and they just didn't. They didn't even name Hugh a betrayer, which is which I think it's not good. I think it's stupid. Quite honest.
I think Hugh is a betrayer. I think it still counts. I think when we need you, if you didn't show up, I think that still counts as a betrayer, right? It's the same thing with Ulf when he was just missing, right? They're like, where is Ulf? He's supposed to be here. He deserted his post. You know, Hugh did too. You know, it's like for, I guess you would say, more honorable reasons than just like, okay, I don't want to work with y'all no more. But it's still betrayal. You know, I think that regardless of how it happens, at the end of the day, if I'm writing a history book, I'm like, yep, and Hugh and Ulf were not there when we needed them. Now, whether that's they both burned it down together, or maybe I'm like, and yeah, F him too, basically. Neither one of them is getting a pass, Mari, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I'll just leave it at, we'll have to see how they're depicted in season 4, because we'll just have to see how they're depicted in season 4, because it's a huge part of the book, like their depictions and what they do after Tumbleton. So it's like, how they're depicted going forward is going to be a major sticking point. And then
because I'll say this too, Mari. One last thing about Hugh. If he didn't, let's say he wasn't a turncloak in this episode, right? He's got to be after this, right? There's no way he's like, well, let me go back to work for the Blacks. Ain't no way. Now with his wife dead, and he just, you know, and he's gonna blame them, you know, essentially for the siege on Tumbleton. He didn't get to spend that time with his wife. You know, if all things were, you know, different. You know, he wasn't given the dragon, you know, all that kind of stuff. If that man had just been able to stay with his family, he'd be happy. Now he doesn't have his family. So if he didn't turn cloak here, I'm pretty sure by the time we come back from season 4, you know, he might as well, he's as good as, he's probably just about as helpful to them as Ulf is too.
We'll definitely have to see. And again, that's not Rhaenyra's fault that he left. His wife specifically said, don't leave. And he still left. She said it out her mouth and he still left. But also, like, one of the biggest things too is they turn cloaks, they're betrayers. But then I can't remember if it's said here in this show or not, but like, this is another sticking point into Rhaenyra's side in her reign, because people are like, well, no matter whose side they're on now, if they're on the green side or the black side, Rhaenyra is the one who put these dragons in their hands. And these men are using those dragons for very bad deeds. You know what I'm saying? So now everybody is again mad at Rhaenyra because she let these bastards, she let these commoners claim these dragons, and now they're uncontrollable when they need them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's another stitch in her side. And you know, it's another nail in kind of like that coffin for her. So it is, you know, I personally didn't like how unresolved it was, especially with Ulf. Like, I'm burning Damon and y'all, but then I'm also coming and burning Ormond and stuff. Like, that felt a little too wishy-washy for me, just because, again, you know, they are like, it's like betrayers, boo, oh, these guys suck, you know, type of thing. Like, in the books, it's like they are horrible, and it just felt a little bit open to interpretation here.
Cool. What else we got, Mari?
That was honestly just my main thing. I thought it was interesting that Joffrey was there, taking in everything that his mother was saying, and you wonder if that's going to come back. Daemon in that epic battle, that was Bold John he was fighting, right? I just assumed so. I think, right?
Yeah. What? Yeah, because I think John lives. Yeah, John Roxton lives in this fight too. Yeah, he survives. Fight, yeah. John Roxton was on his ass.
He was giving him the work. He was giving him the work,
hands and feet. Okay,
I was
mink,
like,
mink,
damn. But when he said Kinslayer to him, I was like, did he say Kingslayer? And it was like, no, we were like Kinslayer. And then he said Babe Killer. We were like, oh. Like it was like, oh yeah, Babe Killer. Yeah, he did do that. That was funny. But other than that, yeah, that's really all. I'm pretty sure I'll come up with things throughout the week, so that Q&A would be great if we have enough people to participate. And because I did revisit like the episodes 4 through 7 before this one, so I want another week to watch everything, soak it up, and really come on here and give a real big like reflective look and breakdown of the show. And hopefully we might have guests. That would be great to get more perspectives on the season as a whole. But honestly, it's been a great 8 weeks. I can't believe it's over. I can't believe we did it. The summer's over. Oh my God, this is the worst. This is the worst. Now I gotta wait 2 years at the very least.
Nasty business. Nasty business.
Just horrendous. So yeah, that's it for me, and I think that's where we'll leave the book corner. I want to say overall, as a book reader, the season wasn't too bad. I mean, they took a lot of liberties. I think it's not the liberties; it's more with the pacing. For real, like that was probably my major complaint. I'm just saying, next season. Like, this is why I feel Game of Thrones is so, like, they get so bad at. It's like that means next season is going to be, every episode needs to be, is going to have to be like, boom, boom, bam, this one, another one, train. Like, it's going to have to be like that because there's just too much to get through. Like, if they're saying that 4 is it, if they're saying season 4 is it, there's way too much to get through to in 8 episodes. So they're going to need to be hitting us every single episode. It's gonna need to be like that Loot Train season, and it's they do that shit to themselves. Like, honestly, they do it to themselves. And again, the main reason that I know they do this is like they want to bring all of their actors. That their actors will probably all have contracts to work through the whole series, but with a war that's this bloody. People die at different times. Like everybody has to die, like I've been saying, and they all die at different times. And they basically had to stretch this out so that all the characters could die in the same season, I believe. So it's whatever, but this should mean that next season should be all hits, no misses, but we'll see.
I didn't mention this earlier, but the Ormond death kind of feels a little like meh. Like, don't get me wrong, the moment was big, but he was such a big character. And you mean to tell me, like, basically died by random fighter man stabbing him in the booty hole? Like,
that's not random. No,
it just felt like it should have been like him versus Daemon or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was the big dad.
Damon was not there in the book. I'm talking about that is book accurate though. That is actually great. It's book accurate. Roddy Dustin, aka Roddy the Ruin, is the person who kills Ormond. So I was actually very glad to see that. I actually thought that was great. You think Roddy is a random guy? He's been the only person to get consistent screen time next to Lord Tully from the Rivermen.
I just feel like, to me, Ormond was the big bad, and so to not have like your big hero person take out your big bad, to me it just felt like a little like it's fine. It's kind of like with Kristen Cole, like when Kristen Cole was killed by the same person, basically the same people, and it's kind of like, okay, like I felt like we were building to such a like big conflict between like the major powers. And Roddy's good, make no mistake. It was a fun fight to watch. But I did think that Ormond's death would be a lot more pronounced. And this kind of was like, he feels like a casualty of war in a way where I thought like he would be the person like it would feel like a general versus a general type situation. And it became like the general sending in the lieutenants to go handle Ormond, who I guess is technically a lieutenant too, because he's not technically the king, right? Like he's just makeup king.
And I think they did a good job of like reminding you that he's not a warrior. He fancies himself a scholar, a poet, but he's no warrior. He's throwing up every 2 seconds because of that smell thing.
It's his weak ass stomach for me. Like, oh my god, like, I was really against him at that point. Like,
and that's what they had to because they probably thought you would think that exact same thing. Like we gotta see Daemon versus Ormond, but Daemon would have two-pieced him and it would have been done. And so I didn't, and that's why they used Bull John as the foil for Daemon there, which I didn't mind. And like I said, Roddy was the all-star for me. That was my favorite. All of that was my favorite.
He was the best. He was the best character of the episode for sure. Yeah.
And losing his arm, still fighting, and him succumbing to his wounds after he killed them, like literally perfection to me.
Nah, he was good. I just felt like we've been building up to more for Ormond, and it was kind of like, whatever. But the stab in the booty hole is very funny. So that's it.
They really led up to that. They were like, all the homophobic jokes.
right. But justice for Gwaine. All right.
Yeah.
So that's it. That is season 3 of House of the Dragon. Such a good time. Mari, I would not want to talk about this show every week with anybody else but you, because again, I know I've heard from listeners personally that they have said, I come here because I don't understand what's going on until Mari explains it to me. I'm like, big same. And so thank you for suggesting we talk about this. I cannot wait to talk about more of this universe with you. But until we come back to talk about potentially more House of the Dragon or whatever's up next on Recap Kickback for us, tell everybody what you're working on and where they can find you.
You can find me over on Crime Scene Pod. Me and Sarah Carradine, we talk true crime. So we just dropped the A Toxic Love Story podcast, where it's a Netflix. It was like the number 1 on Netflix last week. A Toxic Love Story, crazy twist. In that we spoke to forensic cold case investigator Sarah Carradine on that. It was a great conversation. And then coming up this week, we have the Idaho murders, the Netflix docuseries that everybody has been talking about. We're talking about that with Mel Barrett, a friend of the podcast. We are doing some amazing things over on Crime Scene Pod. So Crime Scene. So go to crimescenepod.com. or follow us every place but the bad place at Crime Scene Pod. You can also get episodes early and ad free if you go to buymeacoffee.com/crimescenepod and become a subscriber or a member. That's basically a Patreon. If y'all don't know, that's Patreon for us. We decided to go with this platform because it's a little bit more user friendly. And it's just been so fun over there. Me and Sarah will be at RehapCon, recording Crime Scene live. So if you are going to RehapCon, make sure you come and chill and listen to us record Crime Scene live. Other than that, you can find me on Bluesky at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2, where I'm talking all things Big Brother. I will be on the Big Brother recaps and updates. So make sure you're following me on Bluesky to know when I'm doing that. And of course, like I said, get your tumblers. Just because the season's over doesn't mean you should stop ordering more and more cups and tumblers. Get your House of the Dragon one. Get your Heated Rivalry, y'all. Heated Rivalry season 2 is in the works. I still got a whole bunch of. Yes, it is. It's so big. It's so big that some of the fans are like interrupting the shooting schedule. Like they have to keep putting out announcements like, "Hey, if you see us filming in Canada, just let it alone. Let it alone." like, so yeah, that's coming back. So get your heated rivalry cups, all that good stuff. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you for subscribing, all of that.
And thank y'all for joining us every week. This has been so much fun. Tune in to more Recap Kickback content, recapkickback.com/subscribe. And then, of course, if you haven't already joined our legion of 3,000 YouTube subscribers, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, youtube.com/@recapkickback. Hit like on the video. Make sure you subscribe, because if this is the perfect time, because if you subscribe now, when we come back next year, you don't have to try to find us again, okay? You'll already have us in the queue ready for the next season, whether it's House of the Dragon season 4, whether it's Dunkin' Egg season 2, whether there's some other random spinoff. If it's House of the Dragon related, Game of Thrones related, we'll probably be here talking about it. And the best way to keep up with that is to subscribe. But that's it for Mari and for myself. One last time this season, you ain't got to go home. You got to get the hell up out of here. Let us know if you want more. We'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.
I've been trapped behind Swan Maria, isolated like it's North Korea. Smaller city with some bigger dreams. The wall is cracked, I'm looking in between it. The world is yours, but man, I gotta see it. They say it's hard, but man, I gotta see it. The air I'm breathing can't feel my chest. Wait on life, I wanna hold my breath. I'ma get in my goddamn self.
Hey, it's Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Now, I was looking for fun ways to tell you that Mint's offer of unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month is back. So I thought it would be fun if we made $15 bills. But it turns out that's very illegal. So there goes my big idea for the commercial. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
I see you. Avatar: Fire and Ash is now streaming on Disney+. It's the film critics are calling the best Avatar yet.
Go, 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 go!
A true epic and completely jaw-dropping.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
Return to Pandora on Disney+.
It will be an adventure for the whole family.
And watch the Oscar-winning phenomenon at home.
This is sick!
Avatar: Fire and Ash, now streaming on Disney+. Rated PG-13.
At ZocDoc, we know being a healthy adult is like living in a video game. Every day has side quests, taxes, laundry, birthdays, and just when you're leveling up, you have to book a doctor. The insurance portal crashes, they put you on hold, your doctor doesn't take your plan, game over. We see you, so we made booking a doctor easy. Download ZocDoc, search by specialty, insurance, and availability. Book instantly, no cheat codes required. Find a doctor you love with ZocDoc.
I'm Glenn Washington. This is Snap Judgment from KQED. When everything is falling apart, what do? Hurricane Helene shut everything down. No roads, no cars, no way through. But his daughter was getting married. And somehow, some way, he was going to walk her down that aisle. All systems down. A new Snap Judgment miniseries from KQED. Tap to listen now.
Starting a business can seem like a daunting task, unless you have a partner like Shopify. They have the tools you need to start and grow your business. From designing a website to marketing to selling and beyond, Shopify can help with everything you need. There's a reason millions of companies like Mattel, Heinz, and Allbirds continue to trust and use them. With Shopify on your side, turn your big business idea into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.